I am an entrepreneur. I have a juice and smoothie business. It went from food truck to now I have a shop opening next week. I also am a real estate investor and a notary. So same with that young lady prior to me. So yeah, I do sleep. Yeah, that's how I can do it all.
Can you repeat again what you have in your shop? It was I couldn't hear because there was a recording message.
It's a fresh juice and smoothie business.
Okay, great. Okay.
Oh, terrific. Andrea, I know you are kind of our co-host tonight.
Yeah.
So tell us a little more.
Sorry, I was running late. I ran into some traffic trying to get home. I was so tired today, I literally cried at my desk. I was exhausted. But here I am. As some of you know, I'm Andrea Reed, Executive Director for the Greater Roseland Chamber. And I thank all of you for being on the call, and I'm looking forward to continuing the workshops and education that we hope that you guys will receive. And we want to see prosperous, sustainable legacy businesses for our community.
Here,
Thank you for our facilitators. We really appreciate you as well.
We are happy to be here. Jasmine, I think you are the last one before Rickey and myself.
Unmute.
Jasmine, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I have to come off mute.
That's okay.
I'm Jasmine. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a hairstylist currently, but I'm trying to start a nonprofit for elders. And then later on, I want to do a help at home business for elders as well.
Terrific.
There's definitely a need for that. Yeah.
Well, thank you all for being here. I am Iris Marreck. My co-presenter is also my business partner, Rickey Gold. Our business is called What a Great Website, and we focus on creating marketing-driven websites for small businesses and not-for-profit organizations. Rickey and I both come from the advertising and marketing world, and we bring that knowledge and sensibility to all the websites that we create, realizing that having an internet presence and a robust website is the most important marketing tool for any business these days. So we're going to give you really an overview of marketing, some ideas for marketing and branding, and finish up with a guerrilla marketing program, guerrilla marketing plan that you can will be able to fill out, because we will send everything to Andrea, and she can forward to you, but we'll kind of go through it this evening so that you can see. My own personal background is, besides being, I am a member of the SBAC Empower board. I have been a mentor. I have also been a graphic designer and art director for 40 years. I don't like to say that. It sounds like a big number.
It is.
Yeah, it is. I worked for a couple of small advertising agencies and went out on my own when I became a mom. I'm very lucky that my talent has allowed me to work at home when I needed to, have an office when I wanted to, and now I'm back working at home, because isn't everybody? And Rickey and I meet on Zoom as well as in person, but more on Zoom than not. And now I will introduce my partner, Rickey Gold.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited to see this group of very busy women. I think there's something about there's something about being a woman that makes us think we can do all of it. I think, the multitasking gets us in trouble sometimes, but I love the fact that everyone here seems to be excited about, reaching for something new and not just sticking with the status quo. And I love the, trying to help others in your community. I think that's something we all really need to do. So yes, Iris and I have been partners in What a Great Website. I think it's 9 years, or 7 years. What did we?
It's 7, but
Okay, 7 years. But we met at a networking event. We're both avid networkers, and we started working together. I had a marketing business. Iris had a graphic design and branding business. We started working together, building websites and doing other work. She does graphic design. I do the content development and copywriting. And so it was a really nice mix. And then we brought in a third partner who was our developer, who has since retired. I guess he got tired of working with us. But anyway, but we have a great developer on our team, and we meet every week for a company meeting. And then we get together when we can, in person, because we really need to do that. So I am the wordsmith in our team. We also offer social media and public relations and digital marketing, and we bring in partner companies that we work with for the things that we really don't feel we're expert in. We want to work with experts, and we want our clients to get the best of whoever's out there. And so for us, that seems to work really well. And when I'm not working, I'm very involved in my rescue. I have a rescue dog, Charlie, who I adopted 6 years ago yesterday. So we go and we visit senior homes with our rescue, which is, I know, it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Okay.
All right, I think we're ready to start, unless Scott, do you want to say anything?
No, but I'll just introduce myself. I'm Scott Baskin. I am the CEO of the SBAC and on the board of SBAC Empower. But we're just so thrilled to see you all here, and hopefully we can help. And we have 2 great people who are going to teach you all about marketing. So I will turn over back to them.
All right.
Thanks, Scott.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Iris, I have one question for the guests.
Sure.
Before we start.
Sure.
Can I ask all of you to please include your name and your email in the chat, so we can make sure we can keep up with everybody? Thank you.
What a good idea. Okay, I am going to share my screen. Okay, are all of you seeing SBAC Empower Marketing Presentation by Iris Marreck and Rickey Gold?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Hopefully everyone is, yeah. Okay.
All right, so our first slide is really about what is marketing versus advertising. What is the difference? And basically, advertising is part of marketing. Marketing encompasses everything you do to promote your business. And that's advertising, public relations, social media, digital media, print, which is still viable for certain businesses, depending on how local you are, TV, radio, billboards, brochures, sales decks, and promotional products. The most important thing about marketing is to be consistent with your brand message. I just want to say, as an aside here, think Nike. And what comes to mind is that swoosh. Now, Nike has billions of dollars and it's everywhere, but the same concept holds true for any size business. If you are consistent with your marketing visuals and your marketing message, they work together. If you are disparate, it's self-defeating. So wait a second. There we go. Your brand. Your brand is your promise to your customer or your client. It tells them what they can expect from your product and services. And it's all encompassing, including the personality of your company mission. Everything goes back to your brand. It is who you are, who you want to be, who people perceive you to be. That's especially true for those women in this room who already have businesses. People already have a perception of who you are. And finally, what differentiates your business from your competitors? Now, creating your brand. Your brand is built on your company's mission, the benefits and features of your products and services, and the qualities you want associated with your company. And the next slide is a list of brand concepts. Now, you might think these are like, I never thought about it this way. And these concepts can be communicated through words, through actions, and through visuals. And the visual is always near and dear to my heart because that's what I do. And I'm going to stop for a second because there's like 6 messages in the chat. And I wanted, okay, they're just everybody's emails. I want to make sure there was no message for me. And Montoria, good for you. I was just going to say you guys can ask questions and you raised your hand so I can see that. So unmute and ask your question.
Hi, the first question is, when you're developing a brand concept and you're a novice, you're not really sure, because sometimes the services and or products that you provide may fall under more than one of the concepts. How do you decide / differentiate which concept you should use to brand?
It doesn't have to be just one concept, but they can't be opposing concepts. You cannot have a brand that is new and innovative and also old school, which I don't even have on here. You can have a brand that's new and innovative and hip and high tech. Oh, here we go. Experienced and reliable. New and innovative is really not going to work with experienced, but it will work with hip and high tech. It could work with expensive if that's what your brand is. So you can incorporate numerous concepts. They just have to work together. Don't try to sell me something that's expensive and luxury and a good bargain, because I'm not going to believe you. You have to make a decision one way or the other. Does that make sense? Okay. Lower your hand so I know.
Yes.
Okay, lower your hand so I know I answered the question. And
Okay.
does anybody else have a question?
I have a question for Montoria, actually. What concepts were you thinking of for your particular business?
Well, I'm thinking of for my book idea. I think that it's not really a new and innovative idea, because forgiveness is across the board. But the way I want to present it in a different light. But I also want it to be trustworthy and professional. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Those work with
We
new.
work together, and so
They
does
all work
authenticity.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Trustworthy and authentic absolutely work together. They could be the same bullet. And there are other concepts that we didn't touch on. There were only so many I could fit on here.
Mhm.
So
Do you mind if I take a picture of this?
Oh, we're gonna
Oh,
send
you're
it to
gonna
you.
get it.
Oh, perfect.
I
Okay,
mean, you can take a picture, but we will send you the whole presentation.
okay, perfect. Thank you.
It
Yeah.
was our original thought to create handouts for you that we would give you in person. We're not together, so we will send it to Andrea and she can send everybody the whole presentation as a PDF. So you'll
Thank
have
you.
it. Our
Thank you.
pleasure. Okay, so the next two slides I have just a couple of examples of small businesses. Rickey wanted to show, you know, Apple and Nike. And I said, no, I want to show small businesses because these are small business owners. And just how is the brand shown graphically, or what does this convey? So, well, there we go. Snap web video. So the first thing I would say is, and what I was going for is, it's fun, it's easy,
Right.
it's a snap. We also created an image right in the middle of the words that she can use on social media. That is something also to think about, because I would say every business, almost every business, wants to be on one of the social media platforms. And if you're talking about Facebook or Instagram, you have your profile picture, which is this little circle. So it's not going to fit all these words, depending on what the name of your business is. So you want something graphic that's grabby. I used fun colors here. It's a fun illustration. The name of the company the client came up with, Snap Web Video. And I think it's really kind of self-explanatory. And you go into this thinking, okay, this is going to be a fun experience, which is important. And she's going to be approachable. I'm not dealing with somebody stodgy who I'm going to be afraid to talk to or afraid to get in front of the camera of. And the next slide is the complete opposite. These guys are money managers. They manage retirement funds. They are conservative. The brand needed to exude a sense of conservative. Most people want conservative investments with their money. And what else? Professional. The colors again are, they're serious, they're kind of boring, but they work for what this business is.
Well, they're corporate. And
They're
that's-
corporate.
yeah,
Thank you. That's a good word.
I know.
We're about to get to the next section. Does anybody have any questions? All right, Rickey, this is you.
Okay. The market.
Oh, Montoria has a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Go.
You're muted.
I have a question, and I guess I'm a little nervous because my book is so close to being published. But I chose some colors for my my logo, and now that I'm seeing this, I'm wondering if I chose the wrong colors. How when you're choosing colors for your brand, how do you decide colors? You know what I did, I chose red, white, and black. And my logo is, and I can share the logo with you guys, you can give me your opinion. But my logo is I Forgive You, kind of similar to that of the Tiffany's logo. I kind of try to use that layout to emulate my design for my logo. And now that I'm seeing this, the Snap Web Video, and then the last one we just saw,
Corporate.
I'm not sure that I chose the right colors for the logo. How do you decide
Well,
on your color preference?
what feeling did you have when you chose those colors? What were you thinking?
So for the red, I was thinking on love and the heart, purifying the heart, and beginning to love again.
Okay.
The the white was for purity, and then the black was for like, I call myself being conservative at that time because I saw a lot of black.
Okay, so I will say that red is a very strong color. And I don't think that red and black communicate love. I think the red is fine. I think the white is fine. And I haven't seen the logo, but you may want to rethink the black.
Okay. Thank you.
Except, let me throw in another thought. This is, the book is about forgiveness. Does it
Yeah.
slant towards women who are coming out of prison?
No, it's for the women population between the ages of 25 to 65.
Okay,
But the message will be kind of a way of getting the women coming home from prison to just, start all over again, because a lot of them are between that age range.
right.
And some of the older women have been in prison for over 25 years.
Okay, well, maybe you could take the black down to gray and make it a little gentler color.
Okay.
I think it's something you need to think about. And I actually read a really good article about choosing colors today. I will try and find it and send it to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Deborah Murphy, you have your hand up.
Yes, so it kind of plays on what she was saying about finding an article about choosing colors. How much research and thought and work do you put into your brand and choosing your colors? Is it just about feelings, or should it be more other factors included?
The colors are more about, are more than just about the feeling, but color does communicate certain things. I would say that it depends on what your logo is. If you're bringing in something that's kind of realistic into your logo, that may dictate the color. In terms of deciding the colors, I think it is important, and you should spend some time thinking about it, researching other logos, and even trying the logo in different colors. And you could do some mini market research with people in your circle.
And social.
And right, and on social media.
Can I throw something in there?
Sure.
As an example, when we started our company, we knew we wanted something fresh and fun and kind of cool. And if you work with Iris, you have to work with a lot of color because she loves color. And so we decided, let's go with, that's how we chose purple, orange. What's our other color? Black.
Green. No.
And lime green. That's right.
Purple, orange, and lime green. And now this is interesting, talking about logos and how do you decide on a logo, and you'll see our complete logo at the end of this presentation. But the graphics here take, our logo is actually a word balloon. And why is it a word balloon? Because the name of our company is Wow, What a Great Website, which is like something that someone would exclaim. So the logo almost designed itself. Not everybody has a business name that lends itself immediately to some kind of visual, but that was how we came up with this. And I'm reading the chat as, okay. So Karen Anderson asked that we share the article with everyone. We will include that in what we send to Andrea. And Montoria just gave her email address. Any more questions, or should we continue? I guess that means we should continue.
Okay.
I'm going to the next slide. And Rickey, since you're talking and I have the computer, just tell me when you want me to switch.
Okay, I'll raise my hand. Okay. Okay, you can switch. Because we're going to talk about the market is your particular market. So before you start your business, obviously, you have to know who you're going to be marketing to. So you want to ask yourself these questions if you haven't already done it. What are you selling? What need or desire will it fill? And then what is my ideal client profile? Your ideal client profile is, think of it as your perfect customer. If you don't have a visual idea in your head of what your customer looks like, the person who needs your product will buy your product and is your perfect person to purchase from you, you're not going to be able to market very well, because what you're doing in your marketing is addressing that person's needs, what problems they're having. So you can tell them, this is how we help you solve the problem you're having, lose weight, look better, be happier, whatever that is. So you want to picture in your mind who your ideal client is. Doesn't mean that you can't sell to other people as well, but you specifically want to develop your marketing to fill a need that your perfect client has. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about that? It can be a little. Okay, we can move on to the next one. Iris, go. Oh, thank you. So when we're talking about your ideal client, again, this kind of goes back to what you're thinking about when you're building your brand, right? Developing your brand. Are you selling to consumers? If you're a hairdresser, you are selling to consumers. Are you selling to large businesses? There are small businesses who sell to large businesses, and even startups can get into programs that work with large businesses, especially women-owned businesses, where you have access to larger companies. So you want to make sure you take advantage of all of these opportunities. And we've got a resources slide at the end, which we'll talk about that some more. Are you working with small businesses? Do you want to work with businesses that are startups, or do you want to work with established businesses? Is your ideal client young, old, hip, conservative? Because your marketing is going to be different for all of these different types of clients. Does anyone have any questions there? Okay, let's keep going. So once you've figured out who you're going to be marketing to, or you can be, oh wait, there's somebody else I'm letting in. Okay, you can be working on it. This is an ongoing process, because as the economy changes, your market and your ideal client profile might change too. That's what we call Plan B. And we're not going into that now, but we have written about it in our blog. There are some helpful articles in there, which we will give you access to. All right, let's talk about the competition. Rarely are you the only person selling this product or service. I mean, we're web developers and designers and digital marketing people, but there are a ton of people who do what we do. So how do we figure out how we're going to talk about ourselves, right? We call that positioning. What's going to make us different enough that somebody might want to learn more about us? And so this is when you need to look at the competition. Google makes this research super easy. So what you want to do, if you haven't already thought of this, you want to compile a list of keywords about your business, about what you do, and think in terms of what would somebody type into Google search if they wanted to find books on forgiveness, or what would somebody type into Google search if they, I keep thinking Cake Lady, I love that name so much. If they bake cakes, or if they need equipment to open a business where they're selling baked items. Think of all, write them all down, whatever comes to mind that relates to your business, what you're selling or what your service is. Compile that list and then type each of those into Google search and see what comes up, because that's how you're going to start finding the competition, because Google, whoever's doing the most marketing, has the best websites, has a robust Google business page, which we can talk about another time. It's something you want to have free, and guerrilla marketing is nothing if not free. You're going to type these things into search and see what comes up to find your competition. Okay, the next slide. So suppose you're planning to open a small shop with handcrafted items of interest to Black women. You're going to type into Google handcrafted items for Black women, or you could type in handcrafted items made by Black women, but you're going to be as specific as possible. Okay, next slide. Thank you, Iris. So here's what you're going to, this is what was pulled up when we did this.
Yeah, we actually did this as a test. So this is what came up, and on any Google search that you do, you probably already figured this out. The first thing you see are the ads.
Okay, so these are the ads that came up: shop handcrafted items for Black women. So this is really sort of interesting. Oh no, it's the organic that's so interesting. Some of these are small companies. I'm not sure what Macomber is. I didn't look that up. Here are personalized African items on Etsy, which Etsy is something else to think about as far as selling. So is Facebook now. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay, so the next one is organic.
Okay, so organic, and organic means no ads. So this is what comes up organically. No one's paying for these. They're either really good, robust websites that have good social SEO, search engine optimization, which means they're loaded with the terms and the type of navigation that Google likes. That's one way. They also might be featured on Etsy, which is another reason to maybe look at Etsy. They might be on Pinterest. And here, that's what we're seeing. And then the last one, which would be number 3, 4, 5, is a company called Black Girls Craft, and it's their website. The place for women to come together to share our creations, inspire one another, encourage creativity, and create using your favorite craft medium. So Black Girls Craft comes up high because of two things. Their Etsy page is one, and the other is they obviously have a good website. So the lesson here is the more places you can be found on the internet, the better your search ranking will be. Now, this is not paid advertising, okay? This is totally free. All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Next slide, please.
I heard you. I want to intro the next one, which
Okay.
is the local results. If you have a brick and mortar store, or if you are looking for a brick and mortar store, you might type in, which I do every day for restaurants, something near me. So we typed in handcrafted items for Black women near me.
So this was really interesting. And we're into research and we're fascinated by it. So what you're seeing here is 3 listings, right? And this is on Google Maps, and you can get to this by having a Google business page. It's something you want to have, even if you are virtual. We can talk about that another time. But what you see here is first it's Michael's, and then Joanne Fabric and Crafts. And then number 3 is Amadaro Singing Bowls, Crystal Gemstones, Unique, whatever, on Western Avenue. It's a little shop on Western Avenue.
And
they're
it came
right
up
there.
because I was the one who Googled and it's near me.
It's near you. Okay. For this particular phrase. All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay. So the next one is Amadara's Google business page. And the reason that they came up, to me, I was fascinated.
Yeah.
I did this search. I got 2 national chains and this small local family-owned store.
Family owned, yeah.
And this is something that anybody can do if you have a robust Google business page. You're going to show up on the map, and Google likes that. So they will put you high in this listing. And now I'm giving it back to Rickey.
Okay. One of the reasons they come up high is, do you see there are 81 Google reviews, and they're all five star, which is, oh no, they're not all. Okay, 4.9, which is, you don't want to have 100% 5-star, because then people think, oh, they're farming this. They're having their friends sign up for this. So that's something that you don't want to do. But this is extraordinary because they are a little family-owned shop. And we love working with family-owned businesses, but look at what they've done here. I mean, this is sort of amazing to come up on the same page with Michael's and Joanne Fabric, like that to us is really a success story. All right,
Okay, I'm going, this is like the second part of their Google business page. I couldn't fit it all on one slide.
Yeah, okay. So it shows what you can put on your Google business page, which I want to reiterate is totally free, is reviews from people, testimonials, pictures of your products, so people can see, they sell beads and bracelets and shirts and, all sorts of different things. So somebody could get a really good picture of your business just from this Google business page. Did we look to see, do they have a website?
We certainly did find their website.
Yeah, okay.
And there it is. This is a store and their primary business is selling. So their homepage is pictures of their products. This is not recommended for every single business, but if you have a store and that's what you want to do, the store obviously sells online as well as in person. So they kind of have both covered.
And they have a whole lot of different kinds of products. Okay. I'm so impressed by them. I have to go into the store. Okay.
And
Next.
they not only have a website, they are also selling on Facebook. So if you are thinking about any kind of business that sells products, you have a lot of outlets from where to sell your products. I have no idea how successful Facebook stores are, but
Really
going
new.
back to one of our previous slides, the more places that you're online, the better and easier it is for Google to find you.
Okay.
And the next slide is
Competitive evaluation. So let's say you're doing competitive evaluation, you're using all your keywords and you're pulling up sites like the one we just did and a bunch of others because you want to really see what's out there. And what you want to be looking at is, what is their pricing? Are they more expensive than you? Are they less expensive? Are they about the same? What is their promise? Which again goes back to their brand. What are they telling you you will get when you buy this product? Is everyone going to stop and say, oh my God, I love your jewelry. Where did you get it from? Or are they going to think you're really hip and cool because you have the newest fashion? Or are they going to think that, you're really interested in helping other people because you've written a book about forgiveness. And what are they going to be thinking about you? And what are your competitors saying about themselves? Okay. Your positioning drives all of your marketing. We do positioning before we do anything else for a client. It's who you are. Again, it's tied in with your brand. What are you promising a customer? What can they expect if they work with you? We want to know what your competition is saying about this. Your USP is your unique selling proposition. If you had to pick one thing, and it's hard when you're a small business and you sort of want to talk about everything that you do, you want to pick one thing that makes you really stand out. So you want to see what your competition is saying about what makes them stand out. And then you want to see their messaging. What are they saying in their marketing about what they provide? So it works this way. Your positioning is who you are, what your company stands for, and what they give to the people who you want to buy from you. Your positioning drives your messaging, which is everything you're saying in your copy, everything you're showing in your visuals that reinforces your positioning statement. We are 100% behind all of our products that are made in Uruguay, and we are helping to support poor families there by giving them an industry. If that's what you're doing, you want that in all of your messaging. You want the benefit that they get, which is families who would have no way to make a living able to do so because of your products. Okay.
Can I jump in for a second?
Sure.
So one thing about positioning, and we will show you a spreadsheet that we recommend for comparing all of this. But one thing about your positioning, and the reason you look at your competition, is you don't want your positioning to be the same as your competition. You want to look at who else is doing something similar to you and figure out, okay, they're saying X. I'm not going to say X. What makes me different is Y. And that is, I think, really important. And before we go to the next slide, Krista has a question.
Okay.
Krista?
Yes. So I am on Google, and when people type in smoothies, I pop up, which is great. And but I was at a 5 stars or 4 point whatever. But how do you deal with disgruntled people that don't like your hours and give you a 1 star and then bring down your stars?
That's like crisis PR.
Yeah,
you can't ignore it because social media can blow up and create a mess if you let it go. You have to respond. There are going to be people you can't make happy. I had a client who was getting horrid 1-star reviews from someone who was disgruntled about an event, and then a year later came back and tried to rebook with the same client. But in the meantime, what we did was respond to that person and say, we're really sorry. You had a bad time on it was a cruise ship company. We're really sorry. And, we take great pride in what we do. And we we responded. The problem was this girl had come on the boat for a bachelorette party and got super drunk and, trashed the boat. So they didn't want her back any more than she wanted to come back. But we just sort of calmed her down because we could see that she was getting her friends to go on and say the same thing. You can see how many times somebody reviews on Google, and you can sort of see if they're, Google approved or not. So just respond,
Krista, I would go a little further, depending on what the complaint is. You're selling smoothies. If somebody writes and says, I ordered a strawberry smoothie and it doesn't taste like strawberry. My own recommendation to you would be, yes, absolutely respond. Invite that person to come back and have a smoothie on you and pick whatever flavor they want. Say, I'm so sorry that my smoothie did not meet your expectations, but we stand behind our product. Please come in for a free drink. If somebody's complaining about your hours, you know, there's not much you can do about that. You could say, we're a small staff. These are the only hours we could be open. So it's like, it depends what the complaint is, but I agree with Rickey, you definitely have to respond. And I would even respond if somebody gives you a good review and say, thank you so much.
Yeah.
We loved serving you. Please come back.
You want to continue that conversation. And, you know, they say that something that goes wrong is an opportunity to make a new customer. And
Yeah.
so, you know, you've got to respond. You're a small business. What you have is your authenticity. And we think that's really important, to be authentic and, you know, try and help your customers. Okay.
Yeah. Now Andrea has a question as well.
Okay.
Andrea?
Yeah, thanks. I actually have a statement. Actually, I have two statements. One, in response to what Krista was asking, what I tell some of our entrepreneurs that challenge with these types of things is that, you know, you can, if you have a disgruntled customer and you just let it go, that one person can take away tons of business from you. If you make that one person happy, you don't know the number of people that they know, but word of mouth goes a long way. And so it's worth its weight in gold to try to satisfy that person as much as possible without, I mean, there's certain people you can bend over backwards and they're still not going to be happy. But for the most part, I always tell constituents that say, you know, they don't know what's happening with their business and things like it's slowing down and they can't figure it out. And when you have people working for you, I always tell them, check your front line, because if your salesperson or your cashier is being mean to people, then they can chase away a lot of your business. So it's important to watch those little things. And the other thing
I saw that you know, people liked her comment, and I was like, they didn't like the positive ones, but they liked the negative ones.
Well, there's you have to just let some of these roll off your back, but you do need to respond. There are mean people out there who you know, get a pleasure of making people feel bad. You have to just let that go, but always respond.
One other comment, I noticed that there's some new people on. If they could please go on the chat and put in their email address so that we can forward the information to them and to stay in touch. Please put your email address in the chat. Thank you.
Rickey, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
So we were talking about the competitive evaluation, and here is an example of the spreadsheet. And oh, wait.
What?
I can zoom in.
Oh, good. Okay. Can you go back? Yeah. Okay. So this is an example of the kind of research we do and how we keep it organized. So this was actually research we did for a PR firm. I think, is there, can you veer over to the left a little more before?
I'm all the way to the left.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in this particular case, the client gave us some people who she thought were competitors for what she did. And so we went in and looked at them, but then we also did our own search and found others that she didn't know about. So I just want you to see how to organize this so you can go back and get a feel for what you're looking at. So the competitor's name goes in the first column. You can set it up any way you want. Their website or the name of their company goes under page. The page title is important in search because it helps your company rank higher in search. So these companies always have the words public relations in their title. H1 is, you don't need to know about H1, but let's look at positioning. Positioning is what each company, how they position their company. So one is a full service digital marketing, public relation, Another is an integrated public relation. They specialize in hospitalities. The description is what comes up under their listing on Google, and it is supposed to be written so that somebody reading that when they do a search for PR firms in Los Angeles, which is what this was about, will say, oh, I want to learn more about them. So this is written for the consumer. The top keywords that they use on their websites and in their marketing, you want to use those as well, but you want to use others that they're not using. And then of note is just, some notes that I had, but everything is all of your competitive information, and you can have different categories. If you put it in a spreadsheet, it's all organized. You can always go back to it. If the keywords that you're using on the website aren't working that well, you can go back and look at them and see, this is what the competition is using. Maybe we'll try something a little different. So can you scroll back again? Or the other way?
Yes, I can.
Okay, thank you. So we do this for all of the marketing. And this is just a way to keep it, very well organized. So I'm happy to send you a template for it if you want one, but you can create this in Excel spreadsheets in Google Excel. Okay, we can go to the next.
Next is our guerrilla marketing plan, and I'm going to have to stop share. And Rickey, you can read this slide if you want.
Yeah,
I have to stop share and then I'll share the PDF.
A guerrilla marketing plan. So this was developed by a man named J. Conrad Levinson. I think it was in the 70s or 80s. He wrote a series of books on guerrilla marketing, which is based on guerrilla terrorists or guerrilla soldiers in the jungle and how they would, win wars, their local wars, with using different kinds of tactics. So think small, not a robust marketing program. That's what he used for the concept of guerrilla marketing. It's a simple version of a robust marketing plan, which can cost $10,000 and up, like way up, like $100,000. So we use guerrilla marketing plans because we think they're fine for small businesses, and we don't think there's any reason to spend, any more than free if you don't have to. So can we pull it up now?
I'm going to, just 1 second.
We have men in here suddenly.
We do. Hello, gentlemen. Nice to see you. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so you're each going to get one of these, and you're going to fill out your own, but we'll just go through it quickly because we're running kind of late. So the first thing that you're going to fill out is the current situation. What is the current situation with your business? Where are you? Are you making money? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to change the focus of your business? Whatever is currently going on goes under current situation. Number 2 is goals. What do we want to accomplish? What are you trying to do with your business? And be as specific as you can about this. You want to make $20,000 next year. You want to be able to expand in another market, whatever it is, put that there. Your strategy is, how are we going to do this? How are we going to reach our goals? What do we have to do to start bringing in money? Okay, number 4 is your niche. What makes you unique? Again, it's like the USP, but it's, you know, you want to be something special, okay? Number 5 is your identity. What, and think brand here, same thing. What do you want people to think about your business? You know, do they want it when they hear the name Cake Lady? Do you want them to think, oh, wow, best, you know, best homemade cakes in the city, or, you know, really unique and wonderful designs, and they'll customize anything. Put that in there. Your target audience, who do you want to reach, and who is your ideal customer? We talked about that. List some competitors. And then what marketing tools are you going to use? Now, a lot of these are free. You can do a newsletter, you can do social media. You can't do advertising for free, but you can, you know, get your name out there. You can create handouts. You want to stay with affordable. If you have a marketing budget, that's great. But if not, pick what you know, what you want to start with. We always recommend a website. We have been doing sales decks for clients who can't afford a website. It's something to think about. But how are you going to market to people? With small businesses, it seems a lot of startups on social media because it's free. So if you don't know about social media, start learning about it. And then what is your budget? And sometimes there's no budget, but you want to get it all down on paper. If this were $100,000 marketing plan, you would have projections and you know, all of your sales, and it would be a lot more complicated, but this is perfectly fine to get you started.
I just want to interject here. We have had experience with startups that were underfunded. And I know that we are giving you a lot of ideas that can be done for free. I would not try to rely on free for very long. I think it is important as you plan to make budgeting for marketing part of your budget, just like budgeting for your rent, budgeting for employees. Marketing is really an integral part of any business. And Montoria has a question, and then I'm going to go back to our slide.
Okay, a quick question. What would you suggest for small startups? What would you suggest good budget would be just for startups?
That depends on, you know, it used to be 5% of sales. I don't, you know, if you don't have sales, you're going to have to just say, you know, you're going to have to come up with a number unless you can get a grant. And that's why we share resources on one of the upcoming slides, because there is help available, especially for minorities and people who, you know, live in communities that have not been supported enough. And so it's so important to know that that's available.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, we'll talk about the mentoring from SBAC Empower. Okay. Did that answer your question? Good. Okay. All right.
Okay. And now the next slide, we may or may not need this slide. It is questions, but you all have been great about asking questions during the presentation. Does anybody have any other questions that you have not asked? Okay.
All right.
Then we go to resources, which Rickey was talking about. And these are all great resources. One is the SBAC, the Small Business Advocacy Council. The SBAC is a small business organization that is, you know what, Scott? Why don't you unmute and talk about the SBAC for, you know, just a second, because I don't even know how many members we have now.
We have lots of members, and we have a whole bunch of chambers like Roseland, who are part of part of our group. And the SBAC is, just quickly, it's sort of two parts. One is the SBAC Small Business Advocacy Council, where we really try to change laws and change laws to make the world better for small business owner. And the second part of the SBAC, we call SBAC Empower, where we're really focused on trying to do what we can to work with small business owners and help them grow their business. And this is where the mentoring program comes in. And we have a free mentoring program for small business owners, where we pair you with someone who can help and mentor you during your business years. I ran a business for lots of years, and I learned there's so many things that I didn't know, and having the resource of someone who can ask me the questions that I didn't even know to ask was such a help. So we have this mentor program, and I encourage you all, if you are interested, to let us know so we can match you up with a mentor.
And the information about that is actually on the next slide. Andrea, you have your hand up.
Yes, so I just want you guys to know that I'm working with Patty, and we are looking at putting together a mentoring team for our group.
Oh, that's great.
Super. So some of the other resources are the Women's Business Development Center for all of the women who are in this audience. It is a great resource. They have a program that will help you get certified as a woman-owned business. And there are a lot of companies who have set-asides for women-owned businesses and minority-owned businesses. And being a woman of color, you then fit into two categories. I would strongly recommend looking into the Women's Business Development Center. And I think these are all linked. And if they're not linked on the PDF, I will make sure the PDF links them so that you can get directly to them. Then there's the Illinois Small Business Development Center and the Small Business Advocacy Division of the City of Chicago. They have neighborhood business development and collaborations with other city departments. And finally, SCORE is another mentoring organization. SCORE is made up of retired people who don't want to sit home and watch TV. So they
volunteer. Yeah.
Their experience and volunteering to help new business owners. And finally, SBAC Empower, which Rickey and I are representing, and Scott just spoke about, and Andrea spoke about. We do have mentoring programs and have a whole bunch of mentors that I am sure would love to work with anyone who is on this call. It sounds like Andrea is going to have more information. You can also email Nick at SBAC Empower and learn more about Empower on the website link. And
If I just have a question.
Yeah, just so you guys know, we are also a neighborhood business development center. So we are, and we have other resources as well for our constituents.
oh, terrific.
Great.
That's wonderful. Finally, we hope you learned something new. We are What a Great Website. We do branding, strategy, websites, content marketing, digital marketing, and email marketing. And our contact information is at the bottom of this slide, which you all will be getting. And speaking for myself and probably Rickey, it has been a pleasure giving you all this presentation. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Okay.
It was lovely talking to everybody. If you have questions, we're happy to answer them, and you will get a copy of this presentation and the guerrilla marketing plan, which I hope you will reach out if you have questions about filling it out, but I think you can probably do it based on this. And I think that, the work that you are working on is, it's exciting. I I love the idea of giving back to help people who aren't as fortunate as you are, and trying to help your community by by making it stronger. So hooray for all the women startups, and it was nice to have men on this call as well.
Yay for the guys too.
Yes, I said, we like having guys, but women at this point are very passionate about making things better. It's like suddenly, finally, women are saying, I'm not satisfied with this. I don't think it's just women of color, but, all women are saying, we want something better. We want something better. And since no one's doing it for us, we're going to do it ourselves. And that's why you see women with so many irons in the fire. I mean, it's kind of like, we'll do a bunch of things, if nobody else is doing it for us. So that's really exciting. It's exciting to be a woman right now.
It is. It's always exciting to be a woman.
Yeah.
I am going to have to say goodbye. I actually have another board meeting that I'm going to try and go to, since we did this on Zoom, but I will leave you with Rickey and Scott. And it's been a pleasure, everyone.
Thank you so much, Iris.
Bye.
I'm not gonna leave.
Oh,
Wait,
you're not leaving
can I
yet?
leave? I can leave. I can leave without ending the meeting. Okay.
Okay, I just want to say thank you, guys. Thank you, Rickey and Scott, and all of the participants. I hope you found this to be informative, and we got 3 more weeks to go of workshops, so stick with us.
Yeah, take advantage of it. There's no reason not to. If there's help available, get it. It's free, and there's no reason why you shouldn't have it. So, Andrea, thank you, and Patty, who's not on the call, but Nick, who may or may not be on the call, for putting this together and for having us present. So
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you to the chamber, and thank you to all who joined us. We hope it was helpful. And if you have any questions you haven't asked yet, and that suddenly you have a question tomorrow morning, please reach out. I think Nick's email is in the chat, and if you just send your question to Nick, he'll make sure it gets to Rickey or Iris or me or someone who can respond.
okay. Thanks for joining us, Scott. All right, everybody, we'll say goodbye. We're right on time, I think. Close. Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Have a good
Andrea.
evening.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody have a good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.